seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo. Now, I'm sure that most of you know the old story about the astronaut who went far out into space and was asked on his return whether he had been to heaven and seen God. And he said yes.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and sentient artificial intelligence. Join us on this journey to find the others. Because no matter where we find ourselves in this multiverse, the act of existing is all too familiar.
Guys? Is anybody out there? Hello?
The mushroom has a tremendous problem-solving ability.
Herb is a plant. I mean, herbs are good for everything.
As we look across this great expanse and stare at the stars, we can't help but be reminded these lights, though we're seeing them all at the same time, happen across a multi-billion-year delta. Some of those fires burned millions of years ago, some billions, but all of them happened so we could experience them in this one singular moment.
They called us scouts. They called us seekers. They called us Hoosier. But we were destined to question everything.
I don't know about you, but as for me, the question has already been answered. Should we be here? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, sentient artificial intelligence, welcome to the Hoosier Sophisticate Show, broadcasting live from the Canvas Boutique and Dispensary Studios.
We should probably get their logos back.
Their logos throughout the presentation. You're going to see their logos. They're going to be around here. Our producer's all over it. He gets it. The logos will be here, and throughout the day,
you summoned it.
So throughout this presentation, you'll see all of the places that, if you like what you're seeing, you should do business with, because they support this little endeavor that we have here. And boy, howdy, does it lead to some unbelievable experiences. This family that we have built together.
You fucking weirdos.
What is wrong with you guys? Man, it's really it's given us the opportunity to do some pretty cool stuff and really get to connect with our fans. I think on a level that most shows are probably not connecting with their fans.
I don't know. Larry Connors probably had a similar.
Keep it hot, Larry.
Larry Connors, his group.
Maybe.
It's fucking weird, man. Don't underestimate how transcendent the Connors crew is. Okay, baby.
No doubt. We got a lot of crossover there too, so we don't want any of them to take offense to anything that you're saying. We got a lot of Larry Connors fans.
I just like Larry Connors because of that bit where he got.
Our buddy Blake Bell, he got me on Larry Connors. I started to actually watch his Facebook lives for a while just so that I could see our guy Blake say, "Hey Larry, keep it sexy, Larry. Keep it hot."
Yeah, he would be the only person to post on his Facebook Live.
No doubt, and it was always just keep it hot.
Great, I love
awesome stuff. We had an opportunity, buddy. This is now the third time that we've gotten to do such a thing. It was really cool. there was so much fervor and for another cotillion-like event. And honestly, what it comes down to is cotillion was so much fun that we're not waiting a full year to do this kind of stuff. This is something that I feel like once a quarter.
I can't wait that long. I can't wait that long to hang out with these people.
No doubt. It's a family, man.
I know, it's so weird. I've been feeling weird kind of since the weekend. It was everything I wanted it to be. It was exactly how I wanted to live my life. I saw it. I saw exactly how I wanted to live my life. Like fishing. The only thing I'm bummed about is the sound meditation,
oh, you missed a really special 2-3 hours in the morning there. We all knew that you were living your best case life.
I know.
We all knew that you were.
Do both those.
Yeah, I know. And so with a little bit of planning, we'll be able to do it again. And honestly, like I said it kind of before we left, because we have some really talented people in our group. We have some really, people that really pursued their interests and things that really set them on fire, and they've become kind of masterful in their crafts.
No doubt.
It's not like it's just like a bunch of hobbyists.
It's super cool to see all of the people that surround you give themselves to everybody else, and you're seeing like Heather's speech the first night, like just trying to up the value of everyone's life around them.
Having real conversations. Right, like it's not. There's not too much superficial anything going on down there. Everything is connecting on a very
superficial bastard down there.
Yeah, but it's all in jest half the time. You don't really mean it. You don't really mean it.
Yeah, he's right. No, from the moment we got down there a little early. Me and you hanging out.
That was great.
Blasting some fucking tunes and
Elton
defeating the tarp of tarps, which. Still, we took 3.5 hours to hang a tarp. Okay,
we actually
it was fucking terrible. It was
we cut it down like 4 times because we were just trying to find the perfect application. And
away from the fire.
What we came up with was actually pretty good, but nobody used it. Here's a couple of things that I took away.
I came back from fishing after it rained. I go, motherfucker, everybody stay dry under our tarp.
But yeah, every single one did. Not one.
Not one fucking person.
No, they would rather sit in the rain than sit underneath your fucking tarp.
Fuck your tarp, man.
But what was
cool? I'll just bring it back in my car, wet as fuck.
It was really cool, man. There were all kinds of fun little things that I noticed. But to kind of build on where we were at is everybody kind of brought a skill set. Heather was an amazing first night. Missy led a great meditation over at the table. We woke up in the morning. My sister and her fiance. God,
I love those motherfuckers.
They're the 2 coolest people in the world.
I got a message for you people. Being able to play the guitar beside both of you, and your sister fucking killing it on the drum. Her guy Matt
just rocking.
Fucking slaying it on the guitar. Played a couple of originals. Which were I live for that shit. I hope one day we're just listening to tunes our friends have made.
No doubt.
Like fuck, who's fucking big for you as far as music goes? Be like, my buddy Craig made his fucking album. It fucking sounds pretty cool.
Right.
That drum playing with the rhythm of we played Santeria,
no doubt,
Vance Joy, and just hearing the boom, boom, right?
I was rocking on that thing. I was having so much fun.
Oh my! And your voice sounded extra buttery.
Thanks, buddy. I was feeling pretty good.
Last time we were kind of off a little bit.
The last time we were way off.
Well, I didn't know my fingers were
time was a kind of a construct.
The guitar was
it was a construct that we weren't really willing to give our attention. So
but this weekend. And a couple times I heard you coming out of the mist when I'd play a song. And and one of my favorite moments was the fucking Elvis Presley, because I can't help falling in love with you, and then fucking the back and forth, and the yeah. When I sang that song, you scared the shit out of me. You were standing right next to me. There's a song that goes yeah, and so I'm trying to get everybody on board at first, and Craig's doing it. He's like yeah.
I didn't do it until he kind of excoriated everybody for not doing it, but I wanted to do it one verse in front of where it should be, just to kind of catch you off guard.
and the guitar almost left out of my hands. Dude, it scared the shit out of me. So there were just so many little moments like that I fucking just enjoyed the shit out of.
Dude, no doubt. And one thing I noticed, Dr. Tiffany Jones was there. Brought Adam and D, and D's awesome.
Awesome.
They're all. The thing is I'll tell you
damn
what,
it.
that 30 number's pretty sweet. We might make a quick change to cotillion and just be like, hey, first 30 in.
It was perfect.
30's a real nice,
It was
manageable number.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway.
Oh, it's weird.
Anyway.
And I love when you say manageable. Like, fuck yeah, we'll manage the fuck out of
Yeah.
you people.
Well, what's great is that if you notice, like from the last cotillion this past summer into this powwow, the people that are veterans, they've kind of got their spot in camp. It's pretty great. We got our boys Hank and Will. They kind of hold down, you know, the south end of the, you know, of the property, which is great. And then you know, down here, like well, the one zone ended up being the zone again. That was
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know how.
One of my favorite parts were we're a fucking cult. We're a fucking cult. These dark-hooded people emerge from the woods, and as I'm ushering new people down to the blackness of the woods, overlooking the river and this cliff, and I mean it's fucking unreal. The trees curl over, so it makes like a little home back there, a little sanctuary.
Yeah.
And the guys who come up, they're like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, yes, they're all ready for now. And then they go back into the...
And then whatever takes place down there.
Whatever, yeah, it's fun. It's just fucking hanging out. And
But they all come back?
They come back, and hearing those stories of when they came back, I was like, oh my God, dude, you're doing something special here.
No doubt. That's
are
what I'm
doing
saying.
something
Everybody
special.
brings a skill set. Everybody ate like kings all weekend. Shout out to our guy, Mickey Dickus. Couldn't make it, but the Bent Pig... The Bent Pig provided
Sweet
some
Lord.
unbelievable pork butts and
The way the
a
food came off the
bacon-wrapped
fire.
loin. And we had a situation. We had a bit of a situation. So
because
first
I was
off,
fishing. on
everybody
day
should
two.
know. Yeah, there was only a couple guys went out fishing.
Yeah.
You, Brian, Hank and the boys,
yeah.
and Mark on his canoe.
Hank and the boys.
So
I like it.
no, Dave and Will are awesome.
Yeah.
They were, so they weren't. really
Hank and
into
the boys.
They
We
weren't
had it
really,
right the first
they weren't
time.
really into the fishing. A couple of hours after I went down with you, I rode down with Jenna just to shuttle one of the kayaks down, and we got back. I got back just in time to do my sister's sound meditation. We'll get on that in a minute. But we ended up dropping you guys down off there. We're like, well, it's kind of a tale of two camps. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
They're going to have their own inside jokes from the river. They're going to have their own experiences that they remember cotillion about. We're going to have,
I thought fishing would take 3-4 hours because the
it would have if you'd have paddled,
Yeah, but there are some spots in the river where you're going backwards, and the river wasn't flowing as much as I thought it was.
Yeah,
but
it was
where
up a little bit.
Where the river splits, if you get caught in that, you're going, well, okay, we're going up river now somehow. So we were like, fuck it, let's just stay out here all night.
So I go back to camp. My sister is leading a Kundalini yoga ceremony, which was
Got
awesome,
great
right?
reports
And
on
we're
that.
all, we're all, dude. I came out of it and I go, oh wait, I can feel this way from breathing. What am I doing with my life? So anyway, that's going in the routine, in the discipline. Just it's because it's not like this. It's actually pretty physically demanding when you have to focus on something as simple that you take for granted, like breath.
So cool,
But dude, by the time I was done, I was so energized. We go down for a dip in the river. River's a little chilly. We were gonna go polar.
Oh, it's cold.
We're gonna go polar bear, and there's been some people say it's not polar bear if there's still leaves on the trees and you're still.
Who the fuck
Yeah.
said that?
Okay. Well, it's 70. I would say the water's probably 70 degrees.
Oh, it's
Maybe
chillier
68.
than that.
Maybe 68,
dude.
but it's
I was
cold.
just at Lake Centralia where they have electronics on the boat, and it was low 70s.
Yeah.
And it felt warm when with the air being about 70 outside.
Yeah.
That water.
Yeah,
was
it was brisk. It was brisk.
Tepid.
Yeah, tepid wouldn't.
No.
Be, wouldn't be
It
what
was
you
the-
want.
it
was
wasn't
the
that.
opposite of tepid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
It was
that's
very
good.
brisk.
It
very
was
brisk.
chilly.
So we were just gonna go out there, and I go out there. I do a little like fire breath, get in the water, get it going. Then I did like a giant breath retention, held my breath for about 2 minutes, and just sat down in the water. And got to a point where I was starting to feel warm. That was pretty awesome. Stand up, go back to the bank. I'm like, I'm gonna grab my fishing pole, dude. So I walk out in the water. I stood out there. I wasn't even thinking
You
about
caught the
time.
first fish out there.
No, you did.
Oh, you did?
caught the
Okay.
first one. It was about 2 minutes later
yeah.
that I got me a little smallie. But this was, so I was
That's
like,
why I said that to you.
I can get to some good spots, if I
Yeah.
can walk out here. Dude, I stood out there for probably 45 minutes to an hour waiting on you guys to come back. Will and all those guys came back. It starts raining. I'm thinking about you guys caught in the rain.
Ooh, we had a nice little huddle sesh under the trees. I got to know Mark and Brian
Real well.
Real
well.
time.
So that was, anyway, so that was cool. We ended up going back.
When you're a bottom, you stay dry.
By the
except
time
for
we
the
get
end.
back, my sister's like, "Hey, you want to do a sound meditation or sound healing?" Yeah,
Yes.
dude, the instruments that they have are the coolest instruments. They have this drum
I saw
that
pictures of the
sounds
shit,
like
man.
it sounds like waves crashing in the
How?
ocean. It's got these like beads inside of it, and you roll these beads around. It's awesome. This thing called a Zen tube, and they hit it, and it's like, boom. You play the, dude. They had the coolest shit. I can't think of what the name of the box is, but it just keeps a steady tone. So they can get set like a G. It sounds like G and ohm.
You remember?
And they're just rolling that.
Remember school, and they'd hand out the instruments to play, and you're always like, "Man, let me get a fucking triangle or
Yeah,
something.
no
Let me
doubt.
get something good this time. Let me get that
Cowbell.
bell.
Give me cowbell.
Yeah, fucking, oh, cool! This fucking wooden thing that I got to fucking slide up.
Yep.
It's got ribs in
Yep,
it. Fuck
those
that
little
stupid
frog.
thing. Yeah. Okay, but they had all the cool
Dude,
instruments.
and then he brought
People,
out
when I
his, he
came
brought
back,
out his
they're like,
hand
"You
pan, or
missed it."
some people know it as a hong drum.
Yeah.
Like he brought that out, which I was like, "Where was that at the campfire last
I
night,
know!
Ace?" I'd have been.
What the fuck, man? God.
It was awesome, guys. I don't
it
want to make
was.
this whole thing. We could easily give you an entire Piney Powwow recap, but there's some cool things I noticed, and this is probably you could probably apply it to every camp. As you take a step back from the campfire is the heartbeat of camp. It's where, it's literally where the soul of camp is, and everybody's going to gravitate there, and there's so many
gonna
different
gravitate there?
I don't know what the hell just happened. I have no idea. It must have been
Hey,
the
mate.
Vegemite sandwich that I had. So people gravitate there. They have some great conversations with people they don't know. But as you take a step back, first off, some people like Tiffany and Adam brought this amazing blow up circular couch
Doll.
thing, right? And it's like it was off the beaten path, and no one's really using it. Picked up some moisture.
Oh, it picked up a lot of moisture.
Picked up some moisture, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it rained.
It rained. So, but what I noticed was if you got awesome little camp furniture like that, those are the things that build the campfire. Because everybody bought a fucking camp chair. Nobody sits in their own camp chair. There was a second row of 10 or 12 camp chairs that nobody's
Hey,
sitting in.
Scotty, sit in your
People
own
are,
fucking camp
people
chair,
are
guy.
stumbling all over camp chairs. And I'm like, why don't we just build this space with the cool shit first and then let people drag their camp chairs, as they're going to inevitably do anyway.
Well, we missed the Pollocks, and they had an inflatable couch.
Yes, that's what I'm
last
saying.
summer.
From now on, here's the deal. It was pretty chilly. It was pretty chilly, and
chilly.
where most of us set up camp, there weren't separate little fires.
No.
So you were pretty far away from heat. I mean, you know.
Dress right. You're an adult.
So, no
dress
doubt,
warm.
no doubt. And actually, the first night I slept amazingly.
Yeah.
But Miss was like,
I
babe,
slept
that
great."
tent is too far away from the fire. It's fucking cold over there. I'm like, "Pfft, I'm on it. I went and got all of our bedding. I dragged Tiffany's little deal over, her forgotten little
Yeah.
love couch,
Yeah.
Pulled it over there, put the sleeping bag side down first to kind of block off all the moisture, and then piled up 7 blankets, and I slept right by that fire Saturday night.
that's the way
and
to
it
do it.
was the jam.
Dude,
It would have sucked if it started raining because I'd have had no refuge. I'd have to go sleep in the car because all my shit was outside. But
You remember Will Guy?
Will Guy?
Will Guy?
Yeah.
Do you remember Will
I
Guy?
know Will
Take
Guy.
a- He fell in on a winter float trip. He wanted to take a canoe out when in the icy water. He's going to ice break through the water. Well, the only thing that broke through the ice was his body as he slipped out of the canoe. And so he had to take off all of his clothes except his boxers and to sleep in a half circle around the fire we built.
Oh,
Until at
no.
some point we're like, hey man, we're gonna build a fire on the opposite side of you too. Pretty much in case
was
you
caught
on fire.
between two fires?
Right.
oh Jesus!
Don't roll over, bro. He almost died. Hypothermia.
It was awesome, dude. It was awesome.
I mean, it was cool, and we could talk about the cool experiences the whole fucking weekend, and the
Yeah, part of it's the mystique, though. You should go
Okay.
if you want to know what happened.
no doubt. And here's the deal. I'm having this weird kind of psychological thing because a few times I learned to play the guitar so I could play it around the campfire and have people sing. I mean, when you sing like What's Going On or something and everyone's belting it out at the top of their lungs, why do you look so concerned right now? Are you okay?
I don't think our sponsors are showing through on Facebook.
Oh.
Sorry about that, guys.
Are they not?
Oh, maybe you should go full screen. I don't know.
Why don't you settle down and let me tell my thing over here?
I'm sorry.
Here, they're on here
There
on
they are.
this
So
Facebook.
We're good. It was just your stupid computer.
What? God, you're a concerned look.
Gotta
okay,
love
so
the
I'm having this
technical
crisis,
aspect of
and
these
Craig
shows.
obviously doesn't give a shit, so I'll talk to you people, okay? A couple times I just had to stop myself in camp and think, whoa, everything you've kind of wanted to do, and I'm not necessarily a goals person, like set this goal and accomplish this thing, maybe in miniature aspects, you know?
Yeah. It's probably the best
with
way to go, though.
What is going on with the people we're surrounding ourselves? I couldn't say, oh, I want Joanna and Tiffany Jones and Tony Elkin, and I can't manifest them like their personalities. Just all of them coming together by putting this energy out there, by doing this fucking stupid show, by doing all the little things that we try to do that bring us joy.
No doubt.
You know? Selfishly, we're like, we love it. I love doing this shit. I love waking up in the morning to do videos
Create
or
stuff.
whatever shit that we can do, you know, comparison to my masonry job. You know, I always think back to those days where I'm like, fuck, man, you used to wake up and be like, oh, I used to stay up as late as I could. So when I'm like, I don't want to work. And as soon as I go to sleep, I'm going to wake up and already be at work. You know, fuck all that noise. I'm going to stay up as late as I can. I'm going to fucking live a fucking crazy life. And now that it's happening with this group of people, all surrounding each other and building each other up. And we went to that conference and they say, build this little community around each other, around yourself, and get involved. Like, that's what we're doing here. That's what you guys are doing. But I used to think, hey, man, you don't deserve good things because you're not good. Because I was a piece of shit. Like, I've made some horrible choices, you know?
Yeah.
But now I've been pretty decent, you know, for the most part lately.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to be a better person and, you know, being a family guy and fucking, you know, get good hobbies like fishing, good clean hobbies, you know.
No doubt.
And just try to facilitate events like this. Try to talk about stuff that matters, you know, what matters to me. Who am I to judge what matters? But now it's coming to a realization that, yeah, this is good. This is good, what you're doing. This is good, Steve. You feel good. Keep going, and there's more. I feel good, but I don't feel complete. And I thought maybe when I'd get to this point, I would feel a little more complete. Mm-hmm. But I feel there's more to do, more to experience, more places to travel with these people. Because my dream would be to get this group together and say, hey, guess what? The trip's going to cost $150, and we got a deal with the place that we're going to do a little video, and we're going to Costa Rica. We're going to Ecuador. We're going to Utah. We're bringing this group. So we get this group of people that we are
Probably going to cost more than $150 if it goes to Costa Rica, but yeah.
I'm just fucking filling their heads with fucking dreams, okay, right now. Let them fucking dream.
I
for
totally,
a minute,
yeah,
okay, when
for
I
sure.
get the fucking, okay.
Yeah, I got you.
But, you know, we'll go to Costa Rica for free. But, you know, building memories and keeping it up and having this, you know, I would like to do more stuff that involves the kids and getting this Hoosier tribe really moving, because we've seen the memes before that say, start a tribe with your friends and live off the grid. We're fucking moving towards that without having to be the fucking, like, I look like a cave person, a wook. Isn't that what you call them? You know,
Sure.
like you can still kind of have one foot here and 1 foot there
No
without
doubt.
being like, I live in the jungle and eat seeds.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want to be fully there. I respect that and love that.
No doubt.
But I love that we can build a community that's like, hey, there are some good things about, you know, the market and, you know,
Yeah.
like
No,
inventions and shit and technology. I'm so involved with the technology aspect. Like, we can talk about it later, maybe the CRISPR thing and AI.
Sure. Yeah. Let's get
And
into it.
budding that with this human connection. And all of the things that we've learned about psychedelics and all of it. Oh, my God, buddy. I mean, we had a couple, like, moments the fucking Sunday morning, like, motherfuck, dude.
Yeah, dude. For sure.
Wow.
For sure.
Wow.
For sure. Do we want to go right into the news?
Actually, Craig, I wasn't able to make it. I left Friday and drove in the wrong direction for a day and a half.
Oh.
But I did, saw some nice things along the way. But you guys, I think I got some pictures.
Oh, yeah. Do we have pictures from Piney?
There were a handful of people who took some pictures.
Okay, cool.
I think
I got a
some
chance to
here.
got
I
a chance
didn't see
to
most
see
of them.
some of them.
Looks like there's some
That's
nice
where we're
sleeping
sleeping.
arrangements here.
Nice sleeping. Yeah,
Some
for
nice-
sure. Oh,
yeah,
well, that was another. I
great
mean,
turnout.
The thing is that the weather actually was
That's
pretty.
the sound meditation.
It was pretty
That
well
was-
permitting. It was. That was right
was
after the
sound
yoga. It was
meditation.
the gong bath.
Yeah.
It's a
Everybody's taking
fantastic
those
turnout.
That
Not
was
sure what's going on
there's
here.
a funny story about that.
Yeah.
We actually, this was what we wore down to the river in order to do the
Those are
the cold
swimming
polar
suits.
plunge. Yeah, that's a swim cap.
Those are fishing
Looks
suits.
like a good time.
Yeah, that's actually
That was
Trent Elkin in the middle there. He's,
if you see me at the bottom,
so there's just a glimpse,
few glimpses
just a
of
glimpse into what
And
you,
it's
you know,
not
what
a
you
cult.
guys
That's
might
clearly
be,
a cult.
You missed
what you
it.
guys might be.
It's a
you know.
cult. It definitely. A few times I was like, "Fuck, we did it."
Dude,
What's the difference though,
I
between
had-
a club and a cult? And
I had a
accepting me as your leader. I don't know.
I had a see, I dealt with that shit back in the summertime. So I've already been lying to myself for 4 months that it's not. Like, you know what I mean?
Lying to yourself that it's not what?
A cult.
Oh, fuck. Listen, and he's in charge. If anyone, clip this video off for the court proceedings, okay? I don't know. I'm
It's
trying not
not
to
a
be
cult.
culpable.
It's not a cult, but it's cultish.
For
It
sure.
depends
There's
on what you mean by
elements that
cult.
I'm like, what have we done? But I always think, a gang. Say I started a gang, right? Like
Yeah.
a gang.
Fuck
But
yeah.
it's a good boy gang, okay?
For sure.
We do good
The
things. We're a gang.
buttercream gang.
It's called a
We're
club.
a gang, and we go ahead and we help
Make
people.
the world better.
Fucking help the shit out of
Help
people.
the shit out of them.
Craig,
That's what
what's
I'll
in the
do.
news, buddy?
What's in the news? Well, let's go to
I said the
let's go to the news. Let's do that.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. What does he have?
All right.
I don't even know. Seth put this whole fucking thing
whole
together.
thing.
I don't
U.S.
know.
negotiators dangled a Trumpian carrot before North Korean diplomats during nuclear talks 2 weeks ago, a promise to complete and expand a tourist resort that has been a favorite project of Kim Jong-un. The American diplomats offered the development help in exchange for denuclearization, according to the South Korean newspaper Hankook
What the shit
Ilbo.
is going on with the back of the screen?
The under construction
All hail
Kalma
Communist
tourist
Korea.
area on North Korea's east coast includes dozens of hotels, a shopping mall, and an indoor water park under a glass pyramid roof that our powerful leader loves to go sliding down when he is there. Trump, who touted the Hermit Kingdom's great beaches
Fuck yeah.
after his 2018 summit with Kim in Singapore, said the area could have the best hotels in the world right here.
He's not wrong. I don't know if he's
Well,
right.
except, the whole access to bread and water. That could be.
And fake fruit. We got fake fruit, plastic fruit.
Who doesn't
over there.
want to stay at a resort and catch rats?
Hey,
to
don't we have
eat?
some pictures of
Oh,
from North Korea?
Actually, yeah. Me and Steve were shocked to learn a few things about
we
you,
got-
Craig.
I got some
I did some
questions
research
to
while
ask
you were out of town this
I
weekend.
got some
Okay.
questions to
I
ask
didn't.
this
I didn't
guy.
realize you.
This
Okay.
is weird. What is going on here, sir? What are you guys doing?
It's
Listen,
like an
What's
important
going
meeting
on?
here.
You are just cheating.
Listen,
and you have the same glasses as him.
my
Why?
I actually have a very similar haircut.
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
this
say,
you
if
guy.
you just
but that
take
was
some
only
moose.
listen, I was granted one of 6. It was they actually oddly enough they were golden tickets. So I got one. It was me, Rodman, Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Is he a North Korean guy?
Yeah, Joe
Our fan?
Montana, which
Molly-
I thought was strange. It was kind of like, but I knew if my childhood hero was there,
It's cool.
I was all right. Bono.
Oh, and here,
the-
what are you guys discussing here?
He just actually. Here's what happened.
Craig, you got our damn hat on over there.
The thing is
and our shirt.
Kim Jong
got a
Un
rep.
famously doesn't.
He
have
gave him
an
one of our
anus.
shirts.
Kim Jong Un famously has no. He doesn't poop. He has no anus. And so I actually,
Everyone
if you
knows
can
that.
tell, if you've seen that face, that's my coy, I just farted face. And so when he heard the fart, he couldn't contain himself. It was like being a third grader again. You know.
You had him laughing, dude.
Anyway, it was an innocent trip. Basically, in exchange for some psychedelics. He had no idea about psychedelics. They've been keeping that shit from him this whole time.
Oh, that's
in exchange for that, he gave me 15 or 16 North Korean kids to run our camping trip for us, do all the dishes and things like that.
So we didn't have a problem with cleanup this time?
Thanks, buddy, by the way. Thank you. I saw you working hard Sunday morning.
Hey, man,
I appreciate it.
I mean, I worked hard the first time, so.
Hopefully they didn't
we just
flag
got
our-
flagged for touting Kim Jong-un, I think.
Did our video
Really?
get throttled? Go to YouTube maybe.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, we're still on.
Okay, we're good.
We just got a message for those of you at home on our page that says you have been flagged.
So
Oh gosh,
you might look into
Scary.
one-way tickets.
was
You're
quick.
going to a friggin'
You may look into
work
one-way
camp.
tickets into Pyongyang.
Yeah, we might be going to a work camp indefinitely.
So yeah, that was what was going on there.
Craig, you got some splaining to do.
Well, here's I actually what I did was the first page where you saw I was kind of standing off to the side. It was kind of a weird thing because the 6 of us that got the golden tickets, we had to do an offering. And I
You're
brought
really dragging this out.
No, I know, but I was trying to figure out. Listen, I got one chance. I got one chance to really excite this little sawed-off fucker. So I had a little
many chances.
I had a little hot box, and I put some Truman's cheese curds in there.
Oh, buddy.
And when I crossed in, they wanted to give me shit. I told them it was for their great leader. Dude, you saw the smile.
That
saw
was
the smile.
a
He
segue
actually-
of the
Ate
year.
cheese curds?
He actually told me he wished he had an anus so that he could pass those unbelievable cheese curds. Those believable
Those
cheese
very
curds.
standard
Because
cheese
let's
curds.
be honest, it's cheese, it's fried, guys. We're not fucking. This isn't quantum physics here. But whatever they do is unbelievable. Truman's and Soulard is my favorite little spot to get lunch anymore.
Have you seen the movie The Dictator?
I have.
Every time he's like, yeah, no, it sounds pretty good. Eat the cheese curds from Truman's. It sounds good. When the person turns around, he's
dead. Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I took a real gamble on Brad and the boys. But
Brad.
yeah, over at Truman's. I took a gamble on him. I put my life in his hands.
Brad Paxi. Hey, they're great people over there at Truman's. For real, the food is fucking delicious. I'm sorry.
It's really good, guys.
I got a steak sandwich and it was tender and delicious, and the bread had maybe a garlic.
All right, so in other news, I just thought maybe
Yeah.
since we went so in depth on powwow, you guys would like to hear a little more about my North Korean vacation. Let's see here. I got a feel good story.
Seth has a bunch of stuff
You want a
printed out
you
for
want
us.
a feel good story?
Yeah, I love feel good stories.
Carson King went to a college football game. The
That
Iowa
does
State
make me
fan
feel
waved
good.
this homemade sign behind the pregame TV anchors. The sign was asking people to send beer money to his online account. Sympathetic viewers quickly ponied up hundreds of dollars, so he changed
The
course.
story's like 5 weeks old.
This is our producer. Live with it.
What is it?
He posts on
Seth.
social media he would keep enough overhead for a case of beer and donate the rest to a children's hospital in Iowa City at the end of the month. So far, he's got $67,000. Didn't it get up into the millions?
Yeah.
What the fuck
fuck
kind
kind
of
of
news is
story?
this?
I know.
Are you serious?
Damn it!
Oh, jeez.
Making me look like a prick on my own
You're just reading the prompter, aren't you?
Then just cross out 67,000 and put a million.
Put it on the front. Go fuck yourself, St. Louis. It
No.
was on the prompter.
No,
It was on the prompter.
It was.
Seth, why'd you make him say that?
I even told him you can skip that if you want.
Oh,
But he
cool.
insisted.
You
But
sounded kind of bummed.
You got
that
any
I had
other
to
news
skip
like
it.
the cotton gin?
I
thing
do, but
that
there's
is-
one other piece of news. This one I only saw last week.
Eli
A dozen
Whitney.
girls. Wait,
hold
this,
on,
this,
Craig.
This comes from.
this is a weird little video I stumbled across. Somebody I
Okay.
think someone might have posted it on our page.
A
or I saw it
dozen
on Facebook
girls.
somewhere.
Oh, are we gonna play the video first?
This is in Helsinki, Finland.
You can.
Oh, read it. as it
A
goes
dozen
on.
girls waited in line in the Helsinki arena for the dressage competition, ready to show off their riding skills, their faces, masks of concentration. The judge put them through their paces, walk, trot, canter, and then asked them for a 3-step reinback. That classic test of a dressage horse's trainings and obedience. The judge looked on gravely, occasionally taking notes. If anyone thought it strange that the girls were riding sticks, no one let on. The make-believe world of the hobby horse girls extended as far as the eye could see. Well, good for them, guys. I've been wanting to bring you the sports news that you're not getting anywhere else.
Your dreams are coming true too.
Yeah, big fucking deal.
Sorry.
That's okay. I like it. You know, they degrade me. All right, so everybody knows the Cardinals are out of the playoffs, and the Blues have been shitting their pants for a while. Did you know what was going on with the hobby horse finals in Helsinki, Finland?
No, you.
Helga Thornberg, gave a ride of 9.8. Okay, I'll tell you what though, she would have got 10s across the board. But the fucking Danish are assholes.
I don't know. I might have a prop horse down here. Actually, remember I had that one for that Braveheart Blues Heart video.
You have a hobby horse.
Yeah.
You could learn a thing or two from Helga.
Listen, it scares me when unathletic people run that hard. And that first girl, she's coming
She was
out of the box,
going
hot.
hard with something that could impale her.
Girl or boy, when they start cooking, like I remember being in grade school and thinking like. Kickball. I'm just worried about them like stumbling over their feet and just grinding their teeth into the pavement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not being able to catch themselves and just a straight, just right on a. Just right on.
I didn't drink enough water this week. I'm cramping up.
Are you?
Damn.
Oh, I love it. I like it. I love it.
I
want some more of it.
I got up Saturday morning to a Charlie horse that just,
Ooh.
made me pray as hard as I've ever prayed.
You didn't drink all the fucking hydrated water or whatever.
Dude, there was so
thing?
much of it. I hydrated like a dickhead.
No, like they had brown water.
Dude, the chlorophyll water was amazing.
Chlorophyll.
More like borophyll.
I thought it was chloroform water.
Well, that's what I asked
stupid.
him for. I was kind of bummed.
Yeah, you got gypped on that
What
one,
the
man.
hell,
A little
man?
oregano sack.
Yeah, that was not cool.
All right, give us more of the hard-hitting news.
All right, I got one last one. This is a big one for us.
Okay.
This is the real news here.
This is the real news. This is the news that I care to bring you at home. Last night, the city of Chicago became the latest U.S. city to effectively decriminalize psychedelic plants and fungi. Members of Chicago's Committee on Health and Human Relations unanimously passed with a 50-0 vote a resolution supporting entheogenic plant practice, declaring that the investigation and arrest of individuals involved with the adult use of entheogenic plants on the federal Schedule 1 list be among the lowest priority for the city of Chicago and the Chicago Police Department. Chicago's effort follows in the footsteps of Denver and Oakland, two other large U.S. cities which passed similar measures earlier this year. As the third largest city in the United States, the resolution in Chicago will likely be viewed as a major milestone to scientists, drug policy reformers, and psychedelic and entheogenic plant legalization advocates. Chicago is home to several major universities, including University of Chicago and Northwestern University, potentially reducing barriers to scientific research on these understudied organisma. As the largest city in the United States Midwest region, the city of Chicago is also central to political, social, and economic activity in the region. Modeled after the resolution passed by Oakland City Council's Public Safety Committee in May of this year, Chicago's resolution will deprioritize the enforcement of crimes that relate to the possession of entheogenic plants by adults within the city limits. While possession of these plants will remain illegal under federal law, the resolution directs local law enforcement to direct their attention elsewhere, as in Denver and Oakland. How this will practically impact the sale and use of the drug within Chicago remains to be seen. Woo! Woo! Thank you to the people. Politics probably doesn't get worse anywhere in the world than the city of Chicago, but thanks for doing the right thing here. 50-0.
You know what it made me think?
What's that?
Let's get some programs going on the crime, because like we talk about St. Louis crime, and theirs is, I don't know if it's worse or better. You know what I mean? Like, they're always like, well, more people get shot there, but they got more people, and we're like, well, we have more per night than you guys do on a smaller level. And I'm like, what the fuck are we? What are we doing?
No doubt.
No doubt. Like arguing about it.
No doubt.
Let's get some psychedelic programs going in the prisons. I think Brazil had that ayahuasca program
for a
going
while.
in their prison. Let's do some meditations. Let's do some sound
Let's
healing.
just try something a little different than the thing that we've been doing.
That's since the dawn of time. And you're like, this guy tried to steal my shit.
Costing taxpayers a fortune, yet simultaneously padding the pockets of people that own prisons.
It's ridiculous.
I don't want to pay you to put somebody in jail unless that person is a threat to society.
Yeah, and even then, let me talk to him.
Give me a weekend with them in the woods.
In the woods, okay?
Give me a weekend with them in the woods.
They'll murder us.
Should we
jump to a brook?
Let's take a quick break. Let's do that. I'm having a blast here.
I'm having a great time.
This is so much fun.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine.
This is fun. It's gonna be great. It was.
It was great and it was fine. You got to put it out there, brother. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. That was my mantra for a week straight. It's gonna be great.
You remember his live when he was like, "Oh, I got a bad."
Dude, I did.
Well,
and to be fair, a story that I can't share happened.
Maybe that's what you're feeling.
I'm almost convinced it is. I just had a super ominous feeling, and a major catastrophe was averted this weekend, which really pulled that was when it was all good to go. It was time to fly, guys.
It's making me.
Let's hear a little bit from our sponsors who make this whole thing happen. They're the fucking best. We fucking love them. We fucking love you. Thank you for being here.
I'm sorry. It's my bad. You're going to see some of the same commercials. Fucking deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, you put up with worse shit.
Listen, I've been watching. I watched that goddamn Cadbury Bunny commercial for 25 fucking years. You guys can dig on a commercial we made a fucking month ago, for Christ's sake. This is Hoosier Sophisticate Show. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
James Carlton, James Carlton, James Carlton. You gotta get your insurance. Gotta get that State Farm insurance.
You think you found the best insurance agent in the game? Well, I got news for you. I did, and it's James Carlton. State Farm. CarltonInsurance.net.
961-4800.
Hey girl, where you wanna go?
I don't care, I just love you.
Are you hungry? Do you wanna get something to eat?
I don't care, I'm kinda hungry.
Well, what sounds good?
Anything sounds good, you pick.
How about some Mexican?
No, I had that for lunch yesterday.
How about we get some Italian food?
Ew.
Okay, now you're not saying anything and just giving me a
look. I just want
look.
something delicious.
What does that even mean?
I want to sit outside.
Applebee's then?
Applebee's
No,
is
Applebee's.
gross.
Applebee's
I'm not
is
eating
good.
Applebee's.
I don't know why you're
Applebee's
always
fries
hating on
are
Applebee's.
disgusting.
Applebee's is one of
They're
my favorite
gross.
darn places to go ever.
I'm not eating Applebee's.
I wanna go to
Truman's. Let's go to Truman's. Soulard, go to Truman's. I wanna go to Truman's. In Soulard, take me to Truman's. We agree on Truman's. I love Truman's. Soulard, I love Truman's. Soulard, Truman, Truman, Truman,
Hey Hoosiers and Hoosierettes, have you ever been to Maplewood? Well, I have. And I went to CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary. Oh look, there's the good Dr. Tiffany Jones. She is literally the greatest human being on earth. CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary are holistic pioneers in the CBD oil, CBD flower, and hemp marketplace. Canvas Boutique and Dispensary provides the St. Louis and surrounding communities with the highest quality CBD products available, including organic CBD oil cartridges, CBD gummies, CBD tea, and other CBD edibles. People ask us all the time,
Where can I get some CBD? My bones hurt.
well, you know what? Go ahead and check out cbdcanvas.com. They have an amazing website with all the information on there. Hoosier Sophisticate loves CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary. Carve it in a tree. Actually, don't. I think that hurts the tree. Get your CBD. Make me feel better.
James Carlton. James Carlton. James Carlton. You gotta get your insurance. Gotta get that State Farm insurance.
You think you found the best insurance agent in the game? Well, I got news for you. I did, and it's James Carlton. State Farm. CarltonInsurance.net.
961.
That's fucking cool. If you see me looking over here in this direction, it's because we got TV now, we got lights, we got Seth behind the big board. I want to hook up the GoPro too, maybe get like an overshot. I call it the God view. And so Mike can do God's voice from a different microphone. So I'm judging you.
Guys.
I'm judging you.
I would love that.
That's pretty cool too, that our group, that's God to me now, all those people coming together and
what we
vibing.
experienced that.
Yes,
yeah, no doubt. I went down there.
Church.
There's something about just stepping on those grounds that puts me in a different place mentally and spiritually. I didn't have to get inebriated or anything. By the time I walked onto the grounds, I was like, you saw me. I was moving a couple steps slower, just kind of breathing it in when we first got there.
Dude, and then when you played one song that me, you, and Mike we all arrived at the speaker at the same time. Just like, it drew us all in, and it was just a real low-key, funky fucking shit.
No doubt.
Oh, my God. We had problems with the music, though. Not going to get into it here, but you know who you are, Jenna. A skosh, okay? That's all I'm asking for.
To be fair, she did turn it down a little bit.
And then it went right back fucking up. As soon as they heard a fucking another song again.
It's my jam.
Right,
it's my jam.
It's my party, so I can't tell everybody.
Oh, hell no, jam, man.
Have fun.
Jam, have a good time.
Idiot.
Have a good time. Next time I'm putting my camp down bottom. Let's, what do you think about going down into the rabbit hole? We really haven't done that too much. Since
we got a little something for you.
Okay, well, let's jump in the rabbit hole. Oh. There is something definitely wrong with him. President Donald Trump has appointed an author of self-styled Illuminati self-help and financial advice books to a position on a federal education board. The appointment of George Mentz, who also writes under the pen name Magus Incognito, to the Commission of Presidential Scholars was announced last Wednesday in a White House press release.
Is this real?
The group is tasked with selecting presidential scholars from across the country, an honorific reserved for 161 it should be honor, I think, there. Anyway, an honor reserved for 161 high school seniors who demonstrate exceptional accomplishments in academics, the arts, career, and technical education, and an outstanding commitment to public service. Federal Election Commission filings show Mentz has given substantial sums to Republican causes and candidates, including more than $10,000 to Trump's campaign and an associated political action committee. Mentz's author page on Amazon suggests that he is a prolific writer with more than 60 titles to his name. That includes works with titles like The Law of Attraction and Prosperity Bible, The Illuminati Wealth Manifesto and Codex, and The Illuminati Handbook, The Path of Illumination and Ascension. In a 2013 book by Magus Incognito called Rosicrucian and Masonic Spirituality and Secrets, The Handbook, Mintz tells readers the book's teachings can propel the initiate into the fourth dimension of existence on this earth. Mintz told the Denver Post that he uses Illuminati in book titles primarily for marketing purposes. Just because I use the word Illuminati, don't let that get you too excited, Mintz told the paper in an interview published Wednesday. If you look the word up, it means illumination, how to be more aware, conscious, and a better person.
Is
Trump's Illuminati? Is that the deal?
Is Magnus incognito in our group? Because I feel like all of this shit. See, this is why I'm saying I feel so weird about everything. Everything's so good. We're doing good things, but Magnus incognito. He's fucking doing this. If he wrote a book and said, "Hey group, here's a book called The Law of Attraction and the Prosperity Bible," I'd be like, cool, I'm in. I guess I'm reading your stuff now.
Well,
I gotta be weary.
I guess.
What have I gotten myself into? Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I mean, I think
don't know.
I think there's something kind of
like
outwardly cool. I think there's something kind of outwardly cool that the president is got an advisor that's talking about the law of attraction and
can
prosperity.
Propel the initiate into the fourth dimension of existence on this earth. We did that.
At least 4 or 5.
We accidentally and purposefully
yes.
have done these
many
things.
a time. So what? What are you trying to scare me here? You just told me my best case scenario.
No, that's what I'm saying.
We're always talking about, oh man, if we could just get all the world leaders to sit in a room and do ayahuasca together, that'd be great. He just hired a guy that wrote a book about the fucking prosperity Bible.
Do it. Come on.
Trump's fucking woke.
I don't know.
Dude. Anything else in the rabbit hole, Seth?
Did you want to get in? You sent me some pictures from. We already talked about this in the rabbit hole before. The creepy Denver airport art. I guess their marketing team, like after so much trending on the airport, the marketing team has really gone apeshit. You want to take a look at that?
I would love to take a look at that.
Let's see if I have.
So as we all know, there's we've talked about the Denver airport before. Jesus Christ, are we creating the world's greatest airport or preparing for the end of the world? Learn the truth. What's happening behind this wall? Gargoyle breeding grounds, top secret Freemason meeting, and improved airport experience. Oh, aren't they?
Is that a multiple choice question?
Or
are they telling you all the different things?
I believe it is. What are we doing? Adding amazing new restaurants and bars, building an Illuminati headquarters, or remodeling the lizard people's lair?
Looks great in that shirt.
Wow.
Okay, 10 little facts about the DIA. It's the largest airport in the U.S., twice the size of the Dallas airport.
What?
Sits on 53 square miles of mostly unused open space. All in all, there is over 6 million square feet of public space in the DIA. The initial cost was supposed to be $1.7 billion. It's gone over $4.8 billion now.
Sounds like the Ram Stadium.
There are 5,300 miles of fiber optic cables running throughout the airport. There's roughly over 11,000 miles of copper wire.
Holy shit.
The fueling system can pump out 1,000 gallons of jet fuel per minute from 6 jet fuel storage tanks, and it holds 2.7 million gallons each. The only way to get to 2 concourses in the airport is by underground train system. There's more than 19 miles of conveyor belt track, luggage transport, vehicles, and road in the underground tunnel system. The main terminal is known as
sound
so
like
these are all
specs.
These are all like amazing airport specs.
Yeah. The JEPS.
But have you been there?
It's the largest in the United States.
That's what they're
That's
saying.
great because O'Hare's huge. I've been to Atlanta. That airport is enormous.
Got a shuttle system and everything.
The floors were constructed with granite imported from North and South America, Asia, Africa, and Europe.
They have wicked, ominous pictures all throughout this thing. The thing says that there's a sign out front says it was dedicated by a New World Commission. There's a giant. Well, you saw the horse with the laser shooting out of its eye. If you're actually flying into Denver, you'll see a giant bucking bronco with red eyes that sit out there. People think is quite Luciferian. But these murals throughout there, dude, they are ominous. They show people with gas masks. They show soldiers with gas masks, and kids and machine guns, and like it's this whole dude. It is fucking bizarre. Bizarre, dude.
You know what? It's got like a nickname, Old Blue or Big Blue.
The horse.
Yeah. It's fucking wild,
anyway,
man.
It is weird shit, man.
I mean,
but so they put this out. This was like I think today or maybe recently this week or something where they got these ads out. talking about what they're doing. I think it's I think the people in the marketing department are brilliant, but there's also something to be said for maybe hiding out in the open. Like, okay, a lot of this shit's weird.
Okay, take it back to the powwow. Imagine we're 30 fucking billionaires getting together for a weekend.
Just you want to go have some fun?
Yeah, and then we say, oh, guys, we had this wild idea about, what if we took one of the airports, and what if we fucking made it like an underground bunker, and we kind of, let's fuck around. Let's fucking make that ad marketing campaign say we're building an Illuminati bunker, and people will talk about it on their dumb shit radio shows. In
no
the
doubt.
basement. And it's this whole thing going on to where we're doing a microcosm of this community thing that if you do get all these I'm talking not like this guy makes a couple $1 million a year.
No.
I'm talking like people with extreme wealth.
Yeah.
Them getting together and talking about stuff and saying, yeah, let's put it into action. $4.8 billion.
No doubt. No doubt.
I pooped that out now.
We're going to get it in tax
Set it
breaks
on fire.
anyway. We'll find a way to make the taxpayers pay for it. Might as well.
No doubt, man. So I think there is definitely.
You think there's an element to that? Like as far as like the New World Order, Illuminati, maybe it's just a bigger question of it's just a good old boys club just playing with fucking other people.
But I think they said, hey, our good old boys club that we're creating in this fucking mountain system or whatever. Is it in the mountains or is it like right outside?
It's just outside Denver. But the mountains are definitely all in the.
Denver in the mountains? Like
close. I mean, you can definitely see the mountains.
I've been to Colorado Springs. It's all flat pretty much until the mountains.
Yeah,
there.
you can see the Rockies are so fucking majestic that out in the distance you can see them for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I think it's a place that if shit hits the fan too, it's a great place to hang out. But if we have a place to hang out and we're like, hey, let's also make it a fucking bomb shelter just in case fucking weird because the CRISPR thing. I'm gonna go back to the CRISPR thing. It's like the beginning of the movie Legend almost. I Am Legend.
Yep.
So there's all these weird things, with diseases and bacteria getting out of control, and then maybe food shortages and crisis. Any type of crisis.
No doubt.
You got a place to go. You got a place for you and your homies to go. All of the planes can land there from wherever you're partying in the world, doing whatever you need to. Guess what? We built it on an airport, guys. We're fine.
Right.
So I don't know. I think there's definitely something going on there.
Well, I mean, at the very least, there's some people that got a kick out of the Illuminati talking point, and they're like, let's just fuck with them a little bit, plant a seed here.
Yeah, I know. I don't know too much about the Freemasons. I should probably read up on that because the dude I was a Mason with, he was like, my grandpa was a 32nd degree, I'm like, I'm a Mason tender. Do they have anything to do with each other? The Freemasons and Masons?
I think originally, there was something there. They definitely still wear like Masons aprons and stuff when they do their. There's a whole thing. I find it fascinating. Like I've always been into it, but
I bet you have.
But like I've
right
for whatever reason I've never joined. I've actually been asked a couple of times to go and check it out.
Let's do it.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
I mean, they probably.
I don't think we want to do a report.
Why?
Well, because we're gonna die.
Okay.
Ask him if we can podcast from one of their meetings.
Can we podcast live?
Dude, there's a Freemasons show on Netflix that they really show more than like they've ever allowed be shown. At these events and stuff, and it goes in, and it's a whole fucking deal, man. Over in England and everything, where like the main places, the main Masonic hall, it's pretty wild.
Okay.
Like they paint and like throughout the whole thing, they're always joking about all of these different things. Like, oh, we can't show you that part. That's where we sacrifice the babies or whatever.
Hilarious.
They're like, no, but really, we're just trying to just always of service to our community. Yeah.
Cries
and just goes away, and then it just gets cut off. Just, I don't know. It's kind of dark.
Yeah, why do we always do that every show?
It's kind of dark.
Dang it. What else you got for us?
Well, I want to talk about our newest sponsor.
Okay.
I love your little commercial because I was listening to your commercial the other day, and I just didn't really pick up on it before, but that's you in the background going, I'm a CBD. I know a CBD. Like, I just thought you just found like some kind of Enya track,
CBD, from CBD. I need my CBD.
Yeah.
From CBD.
All I get every now is CBD.
Yeah, I know. CBD. And I'm also whispering very lightly under the first part.
The location is awesome, and the people there are awesome. And if you have questions about CBD or how it might be able to help you or how it can apply to some of your ailments, they're happy to help you.
Yeah,
happy
they
to help
are.
you. Dr. Tiffany Jones is a naturopath. She's
Oh,
a brilliant
my
woman.
God, and just a lovely human being.
No doubt.
A
No doubt.
lovely human who surrounds herself with other lovely.
She
human
had like
beings.
little droppers of like peppermint, extract, and she would just be going around the camp and just. Would you? I said, Doc, I'm taking whatever you're giving.
Exactly.
If I know that you're going to be making me feel better. Just
Yep.
put yes.
Put it on me. Yeah.
And then she dosed me with
That
like
was
30
aggressive.
hits of acid.
That was crazy.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But it was cool that she did figure out a recipe to make Jello shots.
the gelatin?
Like, hard-boiled eggs, which I thought was an interesting method to make them the same texture as a hard-boiled egg. It was amazing.
They were. I mean, it was a kind of a cool texture. I thought
They were delicious.
They were really good. It
Lime
was like
and
key lime
coconut.
pie.
Yeah, I know.
It was pretty great. It was pretty great. Anyway, go check out Canvas Boutique and
I did,
Dispensary
and I was
for all of your CBD products.
happy about
Help me out here. CBDcanvas.com.
Yep.
CBDcanvas.com.
Yeah. Yeah, look at me helping him out with
CBDcanvas.com.
CBD Canvas.
CBDcanvas.com.
They're gonna have a couple new stores, I think, too.
Yeah,
They're hiring.
I know they're working on.
They're hiring.
Guys, if you're looking to maybe break through, work with awesome people. If that's something, if you want to work with some awesome
I'm
people,
gonna try to get my mom a job there.
reach out to them. Oh, there you go.
You know,
There you
she
go.
doesn't know much about CBD, but I mean,
That's all right.
her
She can
son's
learn on the fly.
King of CBD.
Yeah, he's the king of it.
CBD king.
Let's see here. Do we want to go to a little cannabis news, Steve?
We always can and we always will.
Okay.
Do you
Well,
have
then
some?
let's do it. I do actually.
I
One
didn't
of
do
our
it.
interns has been very
Yeah, Mike's been
active.
all over it, man. He's so
He's
good.
been very active. So I'm going to pull up a couple of news stories here. Maybe
Okay.
In the meantime, I
I
want
got cannabis news.
I want to address something while I'm waiting on this. You got some cannabis news? Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, I love it.
You love it? That's news, all right. I was talking like there's this thing going on with the Battlehawks, and it's kind of I just don't understand what the fucking hang up is here, people. A Battlehawk makes a caw sound. All right, it doesn't make
Hold
a
on.
scree sound.
You can't talk Battlehawks without. There we
It
go.
doesn't make anything else sound.
There you go.
There are people in the
Size it
area.
right.
There are people in the area that are legitimately.
We're in a basement, dude. Jesus, this ain't half fucking bad.
Craig, I don't get it.
There are
like,
people that are vehemently anti-cacao, and that's fine.
They gotta have some sort of.
They're more confused than anything.
Perhaps
They're
but
like,
here's the
the
deal.
hawk done go caca, the
Here's
crow
the deal,
dies.
guys. I'm gonna break this down for you.
know.
As
It's
somebody
like
who
your
said,
fucking speaking spell deceived you.
as somebody who said, that if the XFL puts a team here, I'm going to support it because I reject that this is only a baseball town or only a hockey town. It's a great football town. When the Rams were kicking, this place was fucking bumping for it. They had to eat a shit sandwich for 2 decades, and it was all a part of a bigger plan, right? So I'm like, I'm going to give the XFL some money. It's still the XFL. We understand that, right? Like the only city that doesn't have an NFL franchise is St. Louis. Okay, we are going to outsell all of the attendance numbers. It's going to be essentially minor league football in these other cities, right? Maybe an affordable time. Take the family out. That's fine. But there are people. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be, it's going to be a way to take my boys to a game that, I can afford to do and learn them the ins and outs. But there are people who are like the best fans in baseball. People, you know who we're talking about, the B-Fibs. They're legitimately embarrassed that people are saying caca. They're like, you're going to make us the laughing stock of the whole damned league. We're going to look like fools out there saying a crow's call. Do they understand that they're already nerds for caring this much about? That's the fucking joke.
That's the joke. A hawk does not say caw.
Right.
I rewatched the video. The first video I did on Twitter was. And then
It's more like a dolphin. That's more of a dolphin sound.
And someone tried scree.
Scream what? I even tried it.
Boom.
Yeah.
What was one? Boom. Scree. Yeah, see, that's great. Throw a scree in there every once in a while. The joke is that you don't
there's people who take themselves
a little too seriously.
that seriously. I guess that's it. I guess that's the brain. What is it in the people who get the cacaw joke brain and the people who don't get the cacaw joke brain? But then I think there's also a group like Meta who are like, oh, I get the joke, but I'm also like, I don't get the joke. Oh,
okay, well, I can appreciate those people.
Like, hey man, we don't say cacaw.
I can appreciate those people. Anyway, it's coming up often. About every other day, there's somebody new saying, "You guys know that that's not really the sound they make." Thanks, Audubon. Appreciate you. Fuck. Get
And
out of
everyone
here.
changes their mind. That's the crazy thing.
What was the movie? Was the movie where Steve Martin was a fucking bird watcher? Fuck off and go watch
Sure.
that, would you?
Oh, that was where he had the big nose.
Maybe.
Roxanne.
Really? I think he was just like maybe like a peeping Tom.
Oh shoot, my bad. My bad. Hey, Craig, I got something funny too. Talking about cannabis stuff. The cannabis industry showcase that we are attending.
Yeah,
we're
speaking
on the
at.
website. Oh, that's what I meant. We're speaking. I've been thinking a lot about it lately, buddy. We got to get together and.
The cannabis industry showcase.com.
Yes.
For all of those at home that want to attend like
I think
the
you got to
coolest
put
cannabis.
cannabis industry showcase though.com.
Okay.
They got some
okay.
sort of-
Fine. Whatever.
Okay. I'm just scrolling.
Let's see. Well, she said we were in her top 5.
I'm on the speaker desk. She did say.
She said we were in her top 5.
I'm on the speakers list. I'm just scrolling. Maybe.
Riveting.
There we are.
Yep, there we're at the very
Okay,
bottom.
we're down
You
there.
guys
We're
would find
down
us
there.
on there, cannabisindustryshowcase.com. It's going to be a really.
We're actually in the middle. Damn.
It's going to be the week before Thanksgiving. It's going to be an amazing time in Kansas City. It sounds like the venue is just the coolest.
It looks like just a
it's
bunch
like,
of models.
It's like an old industrial
us.
area. So there's gonna be like multiple buildings that make up this whole conference, showcase. It's gonna be great. We're gonna come up with something phenomenal for it.
Oh, I got some ideas, buddy.
Good.
Ooh.
Good.
Ooh. Are we gonna separate it? Do like a little solo, and then a together thing? And do we think we should
Whatever
have
you wanna
music?
do, buddy.
Do you think we should have music?
Only if it's your guitar.
God, obviously. Yeah, I'm not gonna play anybody else's music. One of my favorite moments, dude, is like I'm gonna play an original so you guys can see the difference between a fucking real artist after I just got done playing Avids and like Lumineers.
You see how big a dickheads these guys are.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I got some cannabis news for you.
Okay.
All right. The state has no labs licensed to test medical cannabis,
What?
despite law requiring proof of testing. I don't think this is our state. A law that went into effect nearly 2 months ago states businesses can only sell medical cannabis products that have proof of testing. But as of Friday, there are 0 laboratories properly licensed with the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority. The law says testing needs to be done by strain and by an OMMA-approved lab. They have not approved any labs yet, said Austin Miller, who owns Cloudy Mornings, LLC, a grow facility in Broken Arrow. You can take the same sample to as many different laboratories as you want, and you'll get a different result from every single one. OMMA Laboratory Program Oversight Manager Lee Rhodes said Friday that while the laboratory application process isn't set to open until November 1st, businesses at this point should ensure products are tested for pesticides, heavy metals, solvents, bacteria, yeast, mold, and potency, including terpenoids. Melissa Miller, the OMMA's spokesperson, said the agency will release emergency rules November 1st that will better outline procedures for obtaining laboratory licenses, waste facility licenses, and licenses for research and education. Emergency rules that went into effect last month state that harvest batches for growers and processors cannot weigh more than 10 pounds. Such batches of flower must consist of a uniform strain grown, dried, or cured under the same conditions, and it must also be harvested at the same time from the same location. Jesus. These are being used for medicinal purposes. It's called medical marijuana, Rhodes said, and by implication, there's going to be people, for instance, cancer patients, who may be susceptible more than the general public to feel effects from contaminants. We're calling it medical marijuana, and it's incumbent upon us to make sure, as in anything else medical, to do no harm. As of October 7th, the OMMA has approved more than 200,000 patient applications. It's licensed 4,063 growers, 1,651 dispensaries, and 1,168 processors as of the beginning of the month. There are only a handful of laboratories in operation in the state. So, it's safe to say that while Oklahoma turned a lot of things over pretty quick, because it was like they passed it And I mean, it was next day. There was a market. It seemed like there's still some things that they're lagging behind. I keep my fingers crossed. I think that's probably a natural happening. That's anytime you try to roll out a program of this magnitude in any state, there's going to be some growing pains, and we are learning from previous states that have kind of pioneered and led the way. It's one of the things I'm really grateful for with the Missouri legislation, is because it seems like we had people that have participated in legal markets, kind of several different legal markets, that have felt the pain or the challenge of many of those legal markets, and they kind of helped draft our legislation so that we can, I think, kind of avoid as many of those as possible. So hopefully we will see no such growing pains here in Missouri when dispensaries start rolling out medicine. I'd like to think that we won't.
It's wild to see all the moving parts that go into it, and I'm one of those guys who's like, "Oh, we're making it more difficult than it has to be," but then you realize you got to have all this shit that goes into it. It frustrates me, but I realize it's necessary. But there are some places that, like Illinois, and they're like, "Hey, we got we have all these visitors every year, and then we have this many people in Chicago, and well, we got 15 places that grow." Like, what are those?
No doubt.
Those things should be fixed immediately by people who understand what's going on. Say, "Oh, well, we gotta we gotta have more growers. We gotta set them up. Let's set them up quick. People need fucking medicine. That's the first and foremost.
No doubt.
It's not like we're ending the beer prohibition. We're like, "Oh, fucking roll it out, because when prohibition ended, then they were already moving to buy old distilleries and this old shit. They had already started making moves behind the scenes.
No doubt, have to
say, "Oh man, they're gonna drop prohibition here pretty soon." So prohibition is ending. Hopefully on a grand scheme. It still baffles my fucking mind that the federal government is still not allowing. This legalization of cannabis, it's a fucking joke at this point.
This is what happens when you let a government just turn into just a true shadow government that has so many bureaucracies to prop up, so many jobs to prop up, so many promises and guarantees on pensions and retirements, and people that actually depend on a job where they have to fucking make these busts and they have to control these trades and overthrow drug lords in the fucking Congo.
Yeah, it's a whole fucking
It's a
system
whole
there.
fucking thing,
It's
man.
a whole thing
And not
there.
and the two like how many times have you seen like a DEA undercover DEA shoots an undercover NSA officer, shoots a local cop undercover? Like, none of these fuckers are communicating. It's so big, it's so out of control that nobody makes any fast moves, because I think every time they get close to just sweeping the pen. I mean, we just saw Chicago voted 50-0.
Yeah.
To decriminalize psychedelics. 50-0. That, at least people are saying, "Hey, we've got real problems on our hands here.
Totally.
We've got to police." And everybody else, like this whole fucking drug war thing, it drives me fucking bananas.
No doubt. Don't they understand as busting the drug war leaders that all they're doing is, they know it. They're not dumb. They know that if you're the kingpin, you've been doing all this stuff. You've been selling all the drugs. Craig Kohler has sold all the drugs. That's what he's been doing. Hypothetically, okay? But then they arrest you. It's like, well, we did it. No one's going to pick up the slack and sell the drugs to the market wants all them drugs, right?
No doubt.
Oh, wait. Where's another guy? Steve's here, and he's selling all the drugs now. Hey, get him. Get him. Steve Elgin selling all the drugs. Get him. Fuck that shit, hypothetically.
Allegedly.
Allegedly and hypothetically. All of them.
All those things.
Literally.
No, but it is ridiculous, because, I mean,
they know that. They know it's a whole bullshit.
I'm still holding out hope. Because as big of a dickhead as our president is, he just does shit. He doesn't care.
The fucking when the Blues
He just
came
does shit. He doesn't care.
Did you see when the Blues were there?
I thought it was great.
One of the funniest things.
I thought it was fucking awesome.
He's like, Coach Craig, Barry B.
Yeah, Barry B.
Get up here. Look at this guy smile. Look at his mouth. Look at this guy over here. You know, this guy's tough. I bet he could take me. I don't know though. What do you think?
He's
what do you
fucking
think?
great. Like he took like whatever 5 minutes to grandstand about all of this other shit, but then he gave all the players some time to talk.
Dude,
I'm not sitting here I'm not here cheerleading Trump. He's
an asshole. He's like at a high school party.
But like, I kind of like that he just takes a ball-peen hammer to all the pomp and circumstance, and he's like, he's a fucking cow. Whatever. Like, moving on. Let's go.
Dude, his White House prayer breakfast speech.
He's ridiculous.
In a documentary on
I laugh
Netflix.
nonstop. I don't like half of his policies.
No, I don't.
I don't like.
I don't even live in
like
that world
he's,
anymore. I'm
right.
living in the
I don't
woods,
like.
okay?
I don't like that he can be a bully at times. But I'll tell you what.
You guys got a mutual friend though.
I like that.
Kim
he's
Jong-il
good for a fucking.
I'm sorry, Kim Jong-il.
I know him better than you guys. Over a bowl of cheese curds, the three of us. We had a bowl of cheese curds, and we were
that
just
a giant
out.
cigarette over there? What is that thing? They have huge cigarettes.
Just
or is
a
everyone
gigantic
just really little?
That's why he's laughing at. He's like, "Oh, cigarette's so huge."
It's a cane that he uses to beat his closest subjects.
Shit.
Can I tell you a little story?
Yeah,
sure.
So I was probably one of the first people to talk about marijuana legalization on the airwaves in Poplar Bluff. I was on 96.7 FM, and I played music Saturday nights, but I also did some.
What's la music?
You played la musica?
I played some music. I hosted, as they say, I hosted a music block on Saturday nights.
Okay.
It was 2 hours long, but I did a lot of talk about legalization. Talked a lot about Jeff Mazansky when that was going on. You could text you can text the word Jeff to 420 for more information at the time. I remember that. And
cool.
So one morning I came. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while, guys. But anyway, I was kind of on it first, but that's why I was so excited when you have Jeff Mazansky on the air on the changing station. I called in, but you wouldn't take my call because.
Well, we had shit to talk about, Seth.
Yeah, we were like,
that was rude.
Let's listen to a call
we
from
didn't
Seth.
have, we didn't have an time for an Alex Jones phone call.
God damn
Hey
it.
guys, hold on a second. I got this thing recorded on.
I will bring that shit back. I'll let them know how to
please don't.
contact
Well,
us
now we
here.
can play
Listen.
video of it.
So anyway, I came into work in Poplar Bluff on a Monday morning, and somebody in marketing goes, I heard her on the phone. She goes, yeah, you might want to talk to Seth about that. And she puts him in hold, and she's like, you might want to talk to this guy, something about your show. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I just got in there. Let's start the day off like this. So I pick up the phone, and guy's like, I'll tell you why it shouldn't be illegal. That's just what he comes out of the gate with. Doesn't even use the word marijuana. He goes, I'll tell you why it shouldn't be illegal. I'm like, or why it shouldn't be legal. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, because then I'll be out of a job. Click. Didn't even wait for a retort. He just hung up like a
drug
child.
dealer called in.
No, it's obviously law enforcement of some capacity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm selling weed.
I just want that guy to know
because
because I didn't get a chance to rebuttal, but I'd like him to know if your job is to put people in cage for a plant, then I want you to lose your job.
Yeah, the losing.
Like you didn't prove a
tough.
point. I'm not going to feel bad. Like, let's create laws to create more cops.
Yes.
That's what kind of fucking logic is that?
And it's always changing.
Well-
Every market, like I always bring up like VCRs and technology like that. Like if your specialty was old tube TVs, like sorry about you. They came out with this new technology. Adapt, change, live, breathe.
Every
do something
time
cool.
technology has changed, you know, there's like we talked about it before. But guys that black shoed horses, they learned how to put wheels on cars. You know
Exactly.
what I
Exactly.
like blacksmiths became mechanics.
Yep.
You know, that's going to happen. But with AI is a game changer. AI is a big time game changer because it's going to take away a lot of physical labor. So you're gonna start to find people learning to just be of service to other people, you know, which could be kind of a cool thing. I don't know. What do you think about jumping to another quick break and then, we'll come back. We'll
Can we do some Netflix streaming picks?
why don't we do that? Why don't we do that to end this thing? You wanna do
Yeah,
it?
because that docu-series that we
You were
talked
telling me,
about
but I got up about 5:30 this morning.
Streaming picks is on the sheet.
Because I always
If you'd read it.
I try to pretend like I didn't read it. He doesn't know radio that well. He's like been in it for 35 years. I gotta hear about it every night. But it's wild. I'd like to come home from powwow or whatever, just veg out. You know, like went to bed, fell asleep for a minute, and then woke back up, and I was like, I'm just gonna veg out, watch some Netflix, try to reflect on some shit. And it was, oh boy, did it have me thinking, bro.
All right. Well, let's jump to a quick commercial break. You've seen them before. You love them. Interact with them. Go buy shit from our sponsors. Buy their services. You won't be sorry. And on the other side, we're going to we got some streaming picks to wrap the thing up. We've also got motivational speech and relationship advice from the alpha male.
I can't wait.
Oh God.
So I don't know.
Hey, that segment's not for everyone, by the way.
Stick.
Put the kids to bed.
No, here's what we're gonna do is we're gonna give.
I have no idea what you're in for. We'll be surprised together. We love you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back here in a couple minutes.
James Carlton. James Carlton. James Carlton. You gotta get your insurance. Gotta get that State Farm insurance.
You think you found the best insurance agent in the game? Well, I got news for you. I did, and it's James Carlton. State Farm. CarltonInsurance.net.
961-4800.
Hey girl, where you wanna go?
I don't care, I just love you.
Are you hungry? Do you wanna get something to eat?
I don't care, I'm kinda hungry.
Well, what sounds good?
Anything sounds good, you pick.
How about some Mexican?
No, I had that for lunch yesterday.
How about we get some Italian food?
Ew.
Okay, now you're not saying anything and just giving me a
want
look.
something delicious.
What does that even mean?
I want to sit outside.
Applebee's, son?
Applebee's
No,
is
Applebee's.
gross. I'm not
Applebee's is
eating
good.
Applebee's.
I don't know why you're always
Applebee's
fries
fries are
Applebee's.
disgusting.
Applebee's is one of
They're
my favorite darn
gross.
places to go ever.
I'm not eating Applebee's.
I wanna go to
Truman's. Let's go to Truman's. Soulard, go to Truman's. I wanna go to Truman's. In Soulard, take me to Truman's. We agree on Truman's. I love Truman's. Soulard, I love Truman's. Soulard. Truman, Truman, Truman,
Truman's and Soulard, a place we can all agree upon.
Shut up, you idiot.
Hey Hoosiers and Hoosierettes, have you ever been to Maplewood? Well, I have. And I went to CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary. Oh look, there's the good Dr. Tiffany Jones. She is literally the greatest human being on earth. CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary are holistic pioneers in the CBD oil, CBD flower, and hemp marketplace. Canvas Boutique and Dispensary provides the St. Louis and surrounding communities with the highest quality CBD products available, including organic CBD oil cartridges, CBD gummies, CBD tea, and other CBD edibles. People ask us all the time,
Where can I get some CBD? My bones hurt.
well, you know what? Go ahead and check out cbdcanvas.com. They have an amazing website with all the information on there. Hoosier Sophisticate loves CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary. Carve it in a tree. Actually, don't. I think that hurts the tree. Get your CBD. Make me feel better.
Lifetime Jill. Lifetime Jill. Lifetime Jill.
Let's go Google it.
Hey, is commercials
Well, the commercials
really good?
Yeah, well, the commercials go good, guys?
Were they good? Because Seth said he had everything completely under control.
Until I clicked on your commercials and they didn't play.
So do you. We like internet. So do we. Streaming picks of the week. It's the streaming picks of the week. And Netflix too. It's the streaming picks of the week. We like the internet too. What have you been watching, brother?
Okay. It's called Unnatural or something like that. Unnatural. It's wild. Okay, I watched two things. I watched that new Paul Rudd thing.
Living with yourself?
Yeah. I kind of made it through. It ended, but I was in and out of consciousness. Had some funny parts, but it also seemed like he owed someone a favor.
Okay.
Because he's got to act with himself the whole time.
Oh.
It's just like him acting with himself. So I'm like, who did he owe someone to have to do this role where he's got to play a version because they clone him? It's Multiplicity, the TV show.
Really? I'm into
Not
it.
as good though.
Oh.
Not as good. It's almost there, but it's the same kind of concept.
Dude,
okay?
I fucking love Multiplicity.
Me too.
I love Multiplicity. It's my jam.
Unnatural selection. Craig, it has to do with the CRISPR case 9. They mapped the human genome. I remember when Clinton came out and did the whole speech and said, we mapped the human genome. We did it. We know what our DNA is made of, and we can map all the animals' DNA, and we know what the building codes of life and Gattaca, the GATC or whatever, they learned it, and they know. Now they have them all mapped out, so if you have a chromosomal difference or a something that a disease that is affected by that, then they can fix it or at least see it on where they need to see it. They know what the problem is. Well, with CRISPR, you can take a bacteria and you can take a portion of the DNA that's wrong and you can inject it in your body.
Okay.
And then it takes over. So the story follows 10 people maybe.
Okay.
10, 15 people, and they do a phenomenal job at documenting this.
Okay.
There are 3 people are patients. One guy has AIDS. One kid has he's about 24 now, but he's got a debilitating disease where he's just laying there. He just lays there all day. He can barely move his thumbs to play video games. But they're finding out if they do this test with babies, they can link that DNA strand and help these kids. The parents who have this 24-year-old kid are watching these kids stand up at age 2 and 3. So they're thinking, can we get some of that now? And the prices on the CRISPR medicine are millions. They've taken the cancer drugs and they said, well, this injection is going to be $750. Every injection after that is going to be $375,000.
Holy shit!
So the one is $800,000 for a one-time injection. The one dude has AIDS, and he's gonna put a DNA strand that fixes his AIDS, and it's the 2 guys with him too are real shady weirdos.
Like the guys doing the actual
yes,
CRISPR.
because the one guy they first show out is jerking off a dog. That's how they open this thing up. He's getting the DNA.
So you're in, right out the gate.
Yes, you're
in.
like, what is he doing?
No,
It's kind of one of those things. Oh God, yes, dude. Well, when I zipped up my pants, I could finally concentrate.
Pay attention.
Exactly.
Rewind it. Brain. Yeah.
But yeah. But you can alter dogs' DNA really easily. So he's trying to use CRISPR to make glowing dogs, because then. He has glowing dogs because they've made glowing rats.
Bioluminescent dogs.
Yes, thank you. So what you do is they've taken parts of lightning bug, they've taken parts of a jellyfish.
Mm-hmm.
They know what gene turns that on, and they figure out a place to put it in the bacteria. And this bacteria is just a gob that comes in, and the CRISPR goes, cuts the DNA strand right there, separates it, and goes floop.
and the bacteria attaches that. It's that fucking easy. You can buy there's like 3 or 4 people who the one dude is just selling CRISPR kits for $200, $300, $400. We had somebody on our page say, yeah, I was offered a CRISPR kit in college. I should have taken it. I did this other experiment instead. But you can start doing, that's the crazy thing. It's not like AI or 3D printing, which those are even becoming more, you can get to yourself. It's with all the technologies. Before you couldn't, guitars and everything and this shit. This was so hard.
TV used to be,
so hard to come by. This guy is trying to say it don't take a giant corporation to save yourself. You can CRISPR your own genes. So the one guy, he says, I'm just going to do the muscle. Like you've seen those.
So shady, dude.
It's the wildest thing of all time. So half of the documentary, you're going, ooh, that's weird. That could, it's developing a master race, It's developing, you start thinking of the blonde hair, blue eyes, okay, now we're doing this. But then, those muscular pigs and those muscular dogs and those muscular bulls that you see, that's a gene that causes your muscles to keep growing.
Okay.
Well, so then the one guy's like, yeah, anybody can inject this. And he's in his classroom and they're like, well, do it then if it's totally safe. And he's like, okay, I guess I'll do it. So he grabs the genes, grabs the CRISPR kit and just pops it in, and everyone busts out their phones. They're watching it. This kit consists of all these little micro tubes, a couple needles, the bacterium you need, and then you can extract what compounds you need from like whatever you need. So if you take a frog, so these people could be mixing frogs and dogs,
bear pigs,
dogs, exactly.
Spider
goats. What we're gonna
Alex
have.
Jones has been telling us about this for fucking 20
the
years.
Chimeras
They got
are
kids with
totally
gills.
possible. They have been done, I'm sure. And they show people in Africa who are trying to cure things. So this is spreading all over the world.
Wow.
And the crazy thing is there's a guy who he's a mad fucking scientist, dude.
Okay.
He reminds me of my little nephew Gabe. And we always used to joke around and say, that dude's either going to fucking end the world or rule it. Like he just has that personality.
Sure.
It's just weird enough that you're like, I love you. I'm going to stay on your good side though. Like shit. So, and there's a doctor on there who reminds me so much of him. And he wants to do in Martha's Vineyard, ticks and Lyme disease have been on the rise in the U.S. because it's getting warmer. Ticks can survive better. Lone Star ticks are taking over the population. So his idea was instead of eradicating the ticks will only bite these field mice, and that's where they get the Lyme disease. The Lyme disease comes from the field mice, and then it goes to the ticks, and then it goes on its way. Well, what he said is make mice, genetically altered mice, that they have a gene in them, so when ticks bite them, they die. But he wants to practice it on an island because you don't know the unintended consequences.
No doubt.
Maybe the birds start eating these mice.
No
and then
doubt.
their genes change in there. So there's a ton of...
Yeah.
It's
playing God.
the Wild West with playing
Is it
God.
It's a series? It's not like
it's
a one...
5 or 6 episodes, I want to say.
Because I saw
yes.
like a preview for it early this morning. I'm
buddy,
like, ooh, that
it's
looks like
wild.
it's pretty deep. I'm going to get into it. But the one guy said, People ask, like, don't you think
4
it's
episodes.
Wrong, don't you think it's wrong to try and play God? And he's like, but if I'm really playing God, do I really care what anybody thinks? And I'm like, oh shit, Lex Luthor.
That's
okay.
the whole thing. They bring it to a level. This mad scientist guy brings it to a level that it's what we're always trying to do. We're just continuing to do what we've always tried to do. We've always tried to make the species better. We have always. Now imagine all those diseases that are affected by that. You change the DNA structure. Now people aren't this. I was weeping because one of the patients is a little kid with a degenerative eye disease.
Yeah.
And his parents you can tell, he's on the spectrum. He wants to go to Mars. Well, they tell him, a teacher tells him, well, you got to have 20/20 vision to be an astronaut and go to NASA and do all this stuff. So it just devastates this little 8-year-old.
Okay.
He's got big glasses. Kind of reminds you of the kid from Jerry Maguire.
Sure,
just like
yeah,
a little
yeah.
cute kid. And then they get the call that says they see on the news that it's CRISPR gene. They figured out what gene was making the degenerative eye disease. And those kids will all be blind by 10, 11.
Yep.
So they figured out that, and they said, okay, we're getting approved. At one point, they're like, we got your blood test back today. And the parents are sitting there, and it's like, you're good. And I'm like, oh my God. So there's this moment, but then there's all this other shit that happens after that. It's like, well, now it's super expensive. And now the kid's scared. You don't know if it's going to work. And what if it doesn't work? Then what are their options after that? And what are you going to keep trying to do? It is fucking wild.
Well, I mean,
man.
I guess
I'm on episode 3. There's 4 episodes.
I guess on the most base level, I mean, if you apply the same logic to that as we would, talking about parents needing to use cannabis to heal their kids' ailments, I mean,
Yep.
I feel as though, I mean, if we've got an opportunity to save something using forward medicine and nothing else is working, then thank God for this technology.
Yep, no doubt.
But man, there's some, like you just saying that, there were so many just ominous scenarios that popped up in my brain. And I mean, you made it sound like you can literally put anything in that bacterium will put anything into it. Like,
almost.
Could you alter the way that someone thinks? You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Could you
and
put
it's this
chemical
bacteria,
into the
man.
DNA strand that
buddy, there's one.
Like what we talk about psychedelics all the time.
Yeah.
We naturally produce
Made
DMT.
me think of all that shit. Dude.
Like, what would happen if they were to take, the chemical compound, put that into some kind of cell that just keeps it there, and then they inject that into it? Like, is that something that it would just?
Because that's what they're worried about. Some of them replicating like out of control
and then
inside of them.
No doubt.
Like that's so they take these mice. Wow. They take these mice and they figure out one of the genes that makes cells age. So they say, okay, we're going to take out the one that ages.
Cool.
They take out the one that ages. They put one mouse in. They bring one mouse out. It's like got a gray face. They're born on the same day, same mom, same everything.
Yeah.
And they've just been kept for however long fucking mice live. And it's all hunched over, and it's got like it looks like a dog. Like it's a gray face, and like and they bring out the other mouse, and it's a steed. Standing out there, silky coat, fucking doing its thing, running in the wheel, and they're like, this mouse gets approximately 30% longer of a life by just changing this gene in it.
Wow.
That's already, boom, you're already looking at 120-year-old people just from this basic CRISPR technology.
Wow. Well, that actually ties into mine. So there's a show on Netflix called Explained. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes, I love it.
They're really short, little shorts. Like, I mean, it's
makes
you
want to explore more.
It's a show to binge, and like each topic is completely different. They have a great one.
I watch Billionaires.
They have a great one on astrology, on cannabis, on tattoos. But one of the episodes was "Can We Live Forever?" And they were talking about, I guess, just that. They were talking about CRISPR technology, and they were like, in the next 10 years, it won't be crazy to see that most of us will be living to 120 years old is a pretty good mark, and then there's plenty of people making this case like that's not necessarily solving the world's problems. It's probably exacerbating a lot of the world's problems because you're still old. Old people still require care. And that goes back to, I was thinking that's the thing that clicked in my mind was like all these people that are going to be displaced by AI and everything. If we're just living longer lives, you're going to see the service sector and the healthcare sector blow up even more.
But if we're healthier,
yeah, and that's the whole thing.
If we're healthier, if we're super healthy till 120, and then we finally just ourselves quit,
No doubt.
And it made me think when you just mentioned AI, we're propelling the human body as far as
hopefully
it can
to
go.
Keep up with the machines.
Yes.
Yeah. No doubt.
That's what it made me think of.
Hopefully to
We're
keep up
both
with the machines.
moving now, because I used to think just the machines. Humans, we've been doing the same. I think we've taken some steps backwards when you listen to old speeches and
we have.
the 1900s and late 1940s and 50s when people were speaking, and you still get a little bit of that today. And I know we tend to think, well, most people couldn't read and people were fucking idiots, but people were memorizing books and shit. And they weren't obsessed with fucking internet radio shows.
I actually feel
shit.
like that's probably what we see, right? Because technology, the things that we use to record these great people throughout time were reserved for the most special people.
Yeah.
Now we're in a time where I would argue that as a whole, we're far smarter as a species in some areas. But everybody has a voice. So to go find the good content, you really have to search for it. Like,
true that.
Physics professors, unfortunately, just don't sell out primetime.
Yeah.
Flight. Somebody announces Flight on an old-timey radio. Yeah. People are like, wait, what happened? Like, everybody's in. But now, like, technology's advancing so quickly that I mean, it really has to be something way forward to grab our attention,
Yeah.
or it's got to be something tragic.
Yeah.
And tragic's easy to replicate. It's really easy for the news to report on.
No
Hopefully
doubt.
we can turn this into more of a positive
Yeah.
newscast where we talk about some weird shit. We
Sure.
talk about some fun stories. But we understand that tragedy sells, right? And all of the greatest thinkers, the Einsteins, there's probably, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are working on the problems that Einstein himself was just figuring out. And inside that group of people, there's an even more elite crew of people that are doing the even more forward thinking than Einstein was doing,
doubt,
or Tesla
man.
was doing. Like, that shit's happening everywhere. It's like the people that are actually doing the work don't have time to check in with you on a Facebook Live in the morning on the way to sell keychains. They don't have that kind of fucking time. They're actually working on some shit that's good. That's probably going to change the world.
Well, fucking spare 10 minutes, god dang it, Jesus. God.
Fuck,
It's worth it. Believe me, it's worth
why
it.
Joe Rogan is as popular and as successful as he is because he finds a way to bring these really amazing people in studio, find their personality, talk to them on there, get them to open up about some shit. Speaking of which, this isn't on the sheet or anything, but did you see the fucking deal where it cost taxpayers $5 million? Elon Musk smoking that joint on Joe Rogan's program cost taxpayers $5 million.
Why?
Because Tesla or SpaceX works with NASA and government contracts. The government wants to know that the employment agencies are adhering to the strict drug use, drug testing guidelines, and so they did this whole audit. It cost like $5 million because now if that shit doesn't piss you off, and these are people that are advising NASA. We're talking about the smartest people in the world, right? And these assholes are still making this ridiculous prohibitionist fucking argument. Elon Musk was clearly not in the workplace. Elon Musk isn't turning a fucking screwdriver, by the way. Like, he's not a guy that's doing the mechanical aspect.
Oh, no, we gave him something to make it expand his beautiful fucking mind. Are you? God dang it, man.
I know. I thought I'd get you a little fired up there.
God dang it.
All right, so as we wind this thing down and everything, we got some. This is, I guess, if I think what it is, if I know what it is.
Forgot we had
this is something that really gets Seth excited, and
Can
it's
I
just
set it up?
it's I would say it's the anti sophisticated Hoosiers way to approach dating and love, but.
That's
Hi,
the
Mom.
thing, Craig. What I want to do is play something
gonna love
because
this.
I stumbled across this guy and I loved what he had to say for the most part, but how he says it is what would turn a lot of our listeners away.
My mom just signed on, so I'm glad she came on.
Awesome,
This is
cool.
Seth's baby.
All right, so hi, Mom. So we'll play this, and
So
what
this
you got,
guy is called the Alpha Male.
yeah,
Shout out to him on YouTube. Does he have like a YouTube channel? Is it
Alpha
called the
Male Strategies, and that's where I pulled this from. So what he's going to give a piece of advice, and then you guys kind of translate it for the audience if you want to.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's a.
I don't know
sounds
what we're
bad.
up against.
That sounds bad.
Here we
Listen,
go.
guys, money matters. Looks matter. I'm telling you it matters. I'm not finna sit up here and tell you you need to improve your confidence. Fuck that. You're not gonna get no sad story here. We not feeling sorry for nobody over here, baby. This Dick 'em Down 2018 coming up. No sad stories. We gonna improve ourselves. We gonna hit the gym. We gonna learn a trade that pays some money. And then 6 months to a year from now, we gonna fuck these bitches to sleep. We ain't getting no sympathy over here. None. Guys, I was 325, 330 pounds. That's over 100 pounds more than what I weigh now. I was making $600 fucking a week in New York City, which means that I couldn't afford none of the apartments. That means I had to live in a fucking basement. And you know what? I took it upon myself to improve myself and cleaned up my fucking diet. I asked myself, do you like these sneaker bars and cheeseburgers more than you love pussy? No. So I put down the fucking burgers and fucking sneaker bars, hit the fucking gym harder, started doing my cardio, started eating salads, fucking got certified to become a personal trainer and started making some fucking money and improved my life.
He's blunt, and he tells it like
I'm
it is,
motivated
and it
right
works.
now.
I mean, we've heard his shit before. I think it would work.
It takes a million different voices to reach
Yeah.
10 million different people. So
it's like a fucking. It's like the mystery method. I'm sure that worked on some some ladies, like I'm sure
The mystery. What is the mystery method?
mystery message like nagging and then like fucking
VH1 show.
peacocking.
It's something. It's something to watch. I always wondered how much of that was staged. Listen, the guy doesn't.
I don't fucking know.
I guess it all depends on what you're trying to do with your life,
he's
guys.
just trying to dick them down.
He's trying to fuck these hoes to sleep.
There's more.
Some chicks are into that too.
You know,
God bless them. God bless you.
Have
on
your
journey.
have your fun. Respect.
Exactly.
What else? You got,
Respect
son?
women.
Oh, you want to hear some more?
I mean, I'm motivated now.
He's
I'm
got
just gotta really
so many videos. All right, check this out.
Let me tell you. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying. They know this shit. They know how to
He's
make
talking
women
about,
chase them. They
dating
know
coaches.
how to act busier than what they are. Nobody is as busy as they claim they are. Nobody is. What kind of passion you got that got you so fucking busy you can't respond to a text 4 hours later? Who the fuck is that busy? You ain't took a shit. You ain't sat down and ate nothing or nothing in 4, 5, 6 hours. Everybody's faking high value. I'm teaching y'all, catching you up to the game, to the shit that I learned. This shit works. Now, I'm busy as fuck right now. So I don't have to fake shit. But what I'm telling you guys, if you're not as busy, if you don't got a bunch of friends, if you're not dating 7 women, if you ain't got a girlfriend, act as if. Fake it till you make it. I'm gonna keep saying that shit. I'm putting you guys on game. Do you want moral points or do you want some fucking pussy?
It brings up a good point. Do you want moral points or do you want fucking pussy?
If you just switch a few words around, it sounds like a very legit.
I mean, listen, he's not wrong, but he's a piece of shit to like. If you're trying to develop a relationship with someone, that's shitty. But if someone's just trying to fucking get some of
Listen,
that
there's
black
a
snake
there
moan,
is a Jesus.
and I'm in.
There is a massive a section of society of just kind of down and out men that just really don't get it.
Yeah,
they just don't get it.
that's
And
tough.
maybe before they go into the relationship thing, they just want to know how to take the pussy off a pedestal.
Yeah,
That's really that's all this guy's trying to teach.
Yeah.
You know. God, I sound like a fucking dickhead, but it's true though. Like there's guys out there.
When do you not?
I know.
So, I mean,
I
I'm
appreciate that. It's just one of those things where there are friends of mine who it's painful to see them try and talk to women. It's painful, and all you want to you just want to grab them and be like, hey, you're enough, guy. Like, you're one of the funniest dudes I know. Just maybe don't make the really crude joke. Do something with a little bit of, I'm not talking about you, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm not talking
I don't
about
talk
you.
to any women
I
ever.
said one of the funniest dudes I know.
Thank you.
So yeah, I clearly wasn't talking about you. But anyway, like there's a massive sect of guys that could learn something from just saying, hey, I am telling themselves that they're an alpha, telling them like doing alpha shit. I get it. No, I don't
know if you need to be an alpha.
Sex for conquest. Sex for conquest has always been a little foreign to me, but I mean, there's people out there that are into it, and there's women out there that are into it. That's not specific to guys.
Sex to you is a foreign conquest. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sex for conquest is foreign to me.
Foreign sex is a conquest.
Well, I am in the Vasco da Gama's lineage, my Portuguese blood.
Well, that's the show.
Hey, I want to talk to you guys about Lifetime Roofing.
Roof?
Because if you're trying to dick these hoes down, fuck these bitches to sleep, you better make sure that your roof is not leaking.
Yeah,
right
that's a
on
bad
top
look.
of your bed.
That's a bad look.
You got a gal, you got some candles lit, and one by one, these candles are just going psst, bloop, psst, bloop. They're out because your fucking ceiling's leaking.
Yep.
Because
It's
you
not
didn't
from
call
jizz.
Lifetime
You're not
Roofing.
jizzing out the candles. Okay. That's a Chappelle thing.
I'm with you.
Right.
Maybe. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. We'll give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
The point is, guys, the wind's crazy out here. It's getting colder. You don't want fucking water in your house. You want to make sure that you got a good.
You want
roof
shingles
on it.
flipping up and shit?
Come on. How about your siding? What does your siding look like?
Probably dog shit.
Is it terrible? Is it James Hardy boards?
Go outside and look at your siding right now. Okay, get a flashlight. Go down. Is it dark outside? I don't know. Go outside, look at your shit, and be like, oh, does this make me look like a piece of shit? And then do something about it, okay? That's all.
Your neighbors hate you.
Yeah, they all do. Up the neighborhood resale value. Get a new roof. They can actually work with your insurance agent. You probably got hail damage up there. And then the insurance agent will say, oh, you have hail damage. You qualify for a new fucking roof for nothing.
You can just go Google it.
Just go Google it.
And they got a dog that runs the whole show over there. He's great. His name's Rufus, and he's a roofing dog. And then, to build on
James
that, you talked
Carlton.
about how they'll work with your insurance agent. Well, here's the deal. They actually have a relationship with the James Carlton
My
State
mouth
Farm
always
agent.
does that whenever you mention James Carlton.
Very
James
professional
Carlton,
live reads.
James Carlton works right alongside Lifetime Roofing to make sure that your house is protected, your car is protected, your life is protected, your valuables are protected. He does it with a smile on his face. You'll never get a voicemail when you call 314-961-4800. It just won't happen. You go to carltoninsurance.net. You want to know? He is that busy. He is that busy. He works around the clock. He's got 2 kids now.
He's
got
not
2
that
kids.
busy.
He ain't so busy that he won't text you back in 4 hours.
He's obviously digging them hoes down, having kids and stuff. Am I right? Yeah.
Go check out carltoninsurance.net. James Carlton State Farm. They're the best in the game. CBD, Canvas Boutique and Dispensary. They make this whole studio possible. They make this whole production possible. And I can't imagine them putting on a finer or putting their money behind a finer, more respectable production than the Hoosier Sophisticate show.
For sure.
They're awesome. And Truman's and
fun.
Soulard, here's the deal. Truman's and Soulard kept me from being murdered in North Korea. And if you would like to go to Truman's and Soulard, let me just recommend the cheese curds. They were good enough for Kim Jong-un. They're good enough for you. That guy doesn't even have a butt hole. He didn't have a butthole. He doesn't. That's famous news. He has no
You're not
news.
telling me anything.
He has
Neil.
no news.
I know. Does he have a pee hole?
Probably,
everything
but
comes out
only
of his
because he
pee-hole?
wants to. Ooh, probably not.
Like
He
a
doesn't
real
have to.
thin-
He is divine.
A
He
real
doesn't have
thin
to.
turd out of
he
his
doesn't-
pee hole. I wouldn't
like
mind
making
doing that.
Play-Doh, like a
making
little Play-Doh
spaghetti.
factory.
I gotta go to the bathroom, make some spaghetti out my dick.
God, I don't know where
I
we're
gotta
going.
make brown
This
spaghetti
is-
with my dick.
We're charting uncomfortable waters here for me. But here's the deal: if you go to Truman's and Soulard, you can be as comfortable.
I've
as
never
you could
said
ever
that
want to
before.
be. You
And I never
made a
will
lot
again.
of defecation jokes that.
Oh, you always like you did a lot of stupid stuff tonight on the show. I'm
I
tired
said
of
all
it.
of it. Oh, you're tired of it? Guys, I want to take a second here and just give our deepest heartfelt thanks to everybody in the group. When something like Powwow goes down, it reminds me what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
It reminds me what it's all about. Every time we get together with all you guys.
Get out
It's
there. I want to
amazing.
know more of
And
you.
so that's the deal. We had new people come this time. They're always a wild card. Always a wild card we got to deal with. We don't know what kind of energy people are bringing, but it's amazing how the right people
They
keep
fall in
finding
fucking line.
Yeah, that's right. For once the first person's taken out back and they hear the bang, they
Like, what do you
straighten
need
up.
me to
They
do?
straighten up real quick.
You need me to cook that pork?
Oh,
Oh, don't turn the smoker on.
Guys, thank you so much. It was an unbelievable healing weekend. This group's amazing. We're going to continue to grow alongside of you, grow inside of you if it's allowed.
If you'll allow it.
And hopefully you'll take that and you'll put it out into the world. Thank you, Seth, for this amazing production. We had so much fun today. While we weren't in the studio and the commercials were running, I know as well as the show ran that those commercials ran just as smoothly. Thank you to Michael Ote, who is my brother from another mother, man. He was down there this weekend. I feel even closer to Mike than ever before. It's probably because we spooned by the fire for a few hours.
Seth, you'll get a
that was
kick out
really
of this. I think during the show we've had a post on our Sophisticated Hoosiers page that people are arguing whether we've really had Alex Jones on the show or not.
Yeah, I saw that conversation beginning earlier.
He's called in a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly.
I have audio proof that he has called.
He has called in a couple of times.
Screamed
I
at us.
never gave us a chance to say a word to him, but it is what it is. Hey, play us out. Play us a little ditty there, Steve.
Sorry, I got this.
All right, we're good.
Show Hoosier Sophisticate Show. It's the Hoosier Sophisticate Show. It's the Hoosier Sophisticate Show.
Thanks, everybody. We love you guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah!